Hi guys, this is Mina and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to teach you the select into statement in SQL Server. The select into statement allows us to copy data from one table to another without having to explicitly create the new table that we are copying into. So once we execute a command, the new table gets created and it will contain the same columns that are specified in our select statement, as well as the data type. It's going to have the same columns specified and the data types from the old table. If you, however, want to change the column names, you can use the ask clause and then provide a new column name. So here in the syntax for select into statement, we have select columns, as many columns as you want to select, into the new table. No need to create this new table. You just specify it in this syntax and then it gets created once you execute the syntax. Okay, so into new table from old table. If you want to change the column name, just use the ask clause and then specify the new column name. It's that simple. Okay, so let's move on to our SQL Server Management Studio and try this out. So here in my SQL Server Management Studio, I'm going to be moving data from the employees table in the essential database into the select into database. And to do that, you want to click on new query here. And I'm going to paste the syntax for select into here so we can refer to it. First of all, let's select from this employees table and see what data we have in there. So I'm going to select, I'd rather drag the columns here so that I don't make any mistake in typing them out. And you can select as many columns as you want. You don't need to select everything. It depends on the requirement. Okay, from employee, I'm gonna make sure you are in the right database by clicking on this drop down, selecting the database that contains the table you are selecting from, and then click on execute or F5. So we have 604 records in the employees database. So if you want to copy all the data from the employees into our select into database, then we are going to type out the word into and then provide the new table name, and this new table will get created once we execute this command. So I'm just gonna say new table from old table. Know that if I execute this command, because I didn't specify the database, it's gonna be the new table with all these columns is gonna get created in my essential database, not this select into database. I can execute this command to show you. Because we are working in essential, if I execute this command, 604 rows have been affected. But where did the table go? Well, it will get created in the essential database. So I'm gonna refresh this database and click on it, go to tables, and there we have our new table here. To show you, if I go into the select into database, oops, I want to create the new table in the select into database, but because I didn't specify the database here, I ended up creating this table in a wrong database. So how do I do that? You simply type out the database name and separate it with a dot here. This table has the schema DBO, which is the default schema that SQL Server provides. So it's DBO, and so you can see here there's DBO here. So here too I have to specify the essential database here as well. So basically what we are saying is select these columns into this database with this schema and create this table. Select into the new table. These are all part of the new table name. This is what is usually referred to as three-part naming of a table in SQL Server, and also from this database, schema, and table. So if I execute this command, 600 rows affected. And if we refresh our select into database, you'll find out that the new table has now been created here. If you want to select stuff from this new table, we can do that and see if it actually contains the columns that we specified. Make sure you're working in the right database and execute. See, 604 rows, and it has the same column names here. Remember, you can reduce the number of columns by using the where clause. So let's say where employee ID. Just gonna select it from here. Where employee ID. Let's say in. Just gonna select some of these employee IDs. And because this is a string, we need to put it in quotation, single quotes here. Just gonna copy 3 of these into a new table to show you that it still works with the where clause. Okay, so I'm just gonna new table 2, and let's give this last name a new name as surname. Okay, so surname no e. Okay, so if I execute this command, we are gonna have a new table that is called new table 2, which is different from what we originally created, new table. Okay, and because we have specified the database name, it doesn't matter which database we are in, the syntax will still work and the query will get created. See, we selected 3 rows because we specified where employee ID are in 1, 2, 3. So 3 rows affected. Now let's select from new table 2. Before that, let me just refresh our select into database and show you that a new table with the name new table 2 has been created here. Okay, so we are going to select stuff from new table 2 in our select into database. There we have it, guys. So this is an easy way for you to create a table without having to explicitly write syntax to create a table. You can just select a records from one table into another, and it works like magic. Thank you so much for being with me on this video, and thank you for subscribing to this channel. See you in my next video. Bye bye.